Today we have the ASUS ROG Phone 6 Pro, which looks harmless at the front, but it has right over here the Aero Active Cooler 6, and I will share all the info that I've got with you. I've done quite a few tests on GPU, CPU, gaming, the cameras that are able to record up to 8K, and theoretically this is the fastest phone on the planet right now, so we are going to check if it is or not. Before we do, if you are looking for a budget key for your Windows 10 or 11 Home Edition or Pro Edition, don't forget to check out B&H Software, which is a platform that we have been using for the past few months. Great experience, easy to purchase, easy to activate, and I will leave a link down below just in case you want to check that out. Now, starting with the unboxing experience really quickly, it comes in this package that looks like the Laptop Space Edition, and although it doesn't have the Space Edition theme, it could have, because it looks like a space capsule. Just awesome experience, and I will not spend too much of your time with the unboxing experience, but I could not pass without mentioning it. It comes with the phone and the accessories that are necessary, and the experience was really awesome. So I do believe that anyone getting this phone, just with the unboxing, it will have that great feeling that we love on tech gadgets. Now, in terms of specifications, so that we know on where we are, this has the latest Snapdragon 8 Plus generation 1 up to 3.2 gigahertz. It has 18 gigabytes of RAM, LPDDR5, and when we compare this to a laptop, for example, most of them still come with 8 gigabytes of RAM. Some are already bringing 16, which is starting to be the standard at this moment, but this guy has 18 gigabytes, which is mind-blowing. 512 gigabytes of flash storage, which is the fastest that I've tested, and I'll share the results with you in just a few moments. And it's on this gorgeous display, 6.78 inches AMOLED with 165 Hertz, battery of 6000 milliamp hours, that if we use the phone in normal usage, it will give me more than 1 day. So almost reaching the 2 days right over here. Of course, this is a phone targeted at gaming. So being targeted at gaming, it has a great performance, and it will deplete the battery, of course, if we are playing demanding games all day. But nonetheless, it's great to have 6000 milliamp hours on a format that it is elegant and a great design. So they did not ruin the design to have a great battery duration right over here. Talking about design, on the front, we'll find a elegant screen, and we would not say that this is a ROG phone, or probably those that know would, but it's elegant, it's slim, it's nice. When we look at the back, it is a beast. It's really a ROG design, futuristic, targeted at gaming. The construction is aluminum and glass, Gorilla Glass 3 IPX4, so it will handle a few drops of water, and it's available on black and white. But personally, for what I've seen, I prefer the white, which stands out all the details that the phone has. Now, still at the back, we have two displays right over here. One is a RGB display that we can change the colors, and then we have an OLED screen that can be customized with several animations that come already pre-made. It has 6 themes. They are the accessory, external accessory, X mode, screen on, charging, game start, and receiving call. Inside of each one of those, we will have several animations. For example, the accessories will have 6 animations, the X mode has 31, screen on has 48, charging 11, game start 17, and receiving call 11. So we just need to select the one that we prefer, and there we go. There are a lot, but we can also create our own. We can create using an image, using text, or if we want, we can use animated text, which will look really nice with our name or something like that. And we have full control using the software, which is Armoury Crate. It is a software that we have been using on ASUS products for a long time, and it's present right over here. So it will give us the temperatures, the CPU clock, the several modes that we can change, the OLED screen, the RGB that we have seen right over here. So all those details that we want to see on our phone are here on the Armoury Crate. And being a device with a great hardware and great performance. It's great to see these details like the armory plate that will let us take full advantage of the hardware that we have in hands. Not only the armory crate, also the Game Genie that we will talk in just a few moments. Finish up the design. It has two USB Type-C ports, one at the bottom and one on the left side, a 3.5mm jack, turn on and off button, volume rocker, and the SIM card slot. And then it has a front-face camera and 3 back cameras. So this bad boy has 3 cameras on the back. The main camera is a 50 megapixel camera with a f1.9, capable of recording up to 8K at 24 frames per second, which is just awesome. Not sure how effective will be for those that have a 4K display like myself, but nonetheless, it's great to be able to record at 8K. It also has a ultra-wide lens with 13 megapixel and a f2.2, and lastly a macro lens with 5 megapixels and f2.0. One of the things that I really enjoy is the menu, which is really intuitive. It will show us all the potential that we have and also all the limitations that we have on the photo app. This because, for example, we can record 8K up to 24 frames per second. But if we choose to record at 4K, then we will have the option for 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second, which is just awesome. So the menu is great. For those that want a little bit more, there's also the Pro Video mode and Pro Photo mode, which will give us the option to adjust settings like the ISO, shutter speed, white balance, and so on and so forth. So this is actually the mode that I'm recording because I want to keep things stable. So how it is the image quality. Now the wide angle lens, just so that we can see the difference on exactly the same spot, 4K at 30 frames per second, and I'm sure that you will see a lot more area, but I'm curious to see the difference in terms of quality, if there's any, in terms of depth of field, if there's any, and if there is, let me know on the comments down below. It also has the front camera, which is a 12 megapixel camera with a maximum resolution of 4K at 30 frames per second. And for what I can see right over here on the screen, the image is great, the screen is great, but possibly we will have a really good image quality right over here, probably better than some of the back cameras of some phones that we have seen, which will give us ultimately a great image that we can use anywhere for any kind of scenario, just using the front face camera with this huge screen right over here. Still with the front face camera for a vlog style of video, just so that we have an idea of everything that we can do with this phone, and if we want to use it as a vlogging machine, how will it behave. And at this moment I got distracted with the HDR at the back. It's doing quite a good job because it's really bright and is capturing most of the clouds, not all. Let's just press right over here, and it did an adjustment. My face is a little bit darker. This will depend on what we want to do, and the way that we want the video to look at is doing his own adjustments. A great job right over there, in my opinion. So overall, what I can see right over here on the screen is doing a great job. There is one thing that I noticed before, which is he will remember the kinds of lightness that we want right over here, and we were something like this at the beginning, or probably even lighter, but let me know down on a comment below if it is a machine that you can use or not for your vlogging style videos. And if you want a few more clips or pictures, I will leave them towards the end of the video. Now, regarding the storage, this is the fastest that I've used so far, and I did notice it when I was transferring files to my computer, because it has a great camera, as you could see, or great cameras, and when we record huge files, then we need to transfer to our devices to edit, if you don't edit on the phone itself, which is capable. And I thought, hey, this is fast, so I thought, let me test out the speed of the internal storage, and it gave me the result of 1700 megabytes per second on reads and 700 on writes. And honestly, this is mind-blowing. I've got a iPhone 11 Pro, which I consider a fast phone, but it's not near in terms of speed of the storage. Now Wi-Fi, I got 370 megabits per second on download and 100 on upload, which is on par with other devices that we have seen right over here. On Geekbench, which will push the CPU and will give us an idea of the raw performance, it is the best. So it will give us a score of 1320 on single core score, 4190 on multi-core score, and you can see right over there on screen comparing with other devices where it stands, and it stands on first place. Now that was not the case on the Wildlife Extreme on 3D Mark. It got 2796 and it was on fourth compared to all other devices on the market right now. Technically it deserves the third place, equal with the ZTE, because my score was 2796, exactly the same of the ZTE, but the Wildlife Extreme benchmark table has recorded the ROG phone with 2790 and not 96. So that's the difference. And on first and second place is the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. But does that make a difference on real-world performance? Not really sure to say. I do believe that not, because this device is capable of playing anything that is on the Play Store right now. I've been playing around with a few games. Genshin Impact is one of them, those that we can test out the graphics to the maximum. It's just a beautiful game to play and the experience is great. I've also been playing with Call of Duty, which is more my style, and of course it will play just fine. One of the things that I really enjoy right over here, not so much the game, but the Game Genie. It's another piece of software, another detail that ROG brings to the table that will give us, on the middle of the game, without leaving the game, the possibility to see all our dashboard information. We can change the mode, we can see the temperature of the CPU, we can see all the info, we can turn on and off notifications, and we can do a lot. So it's really targeted at gamers, really targeted at those that want to pay attention to games. Talking about that, one of the things that I also enjoyed is when we push the screen on the right side, we will have the option to put picture-on-picture mode, similar to picture-on-picture mode, with apps like WhatsApp or a browser, and we can, while on game, we can answer a message without leaving the game. So Game Genie, in my opinion, and Armoury Crate really make a difference on making this device even better than what already is. Now, talking about the Aero Active Cooler 6, it is not only a fan. When we look at it, we can see the fan right over there, and we have the impression that it's just a fan blowing air. But no, it has thermoelectrical technology right over here. That means that it has a chip capable of producing cold. So imagine it like a freezer or something like that, because it will generate cold, and then with the fan it will push the cold and it will lower the temperature up to 25 degrees on the surface that it's touching, and right over here on the ROG Phone 6 Pro. It has 4 buttons right over here that we can change, and it is really ergonomic. It's connected via USB Type-C, the one that we see on the side. It has 4 modes of working. The first is automatic, so it will do the management. The second, it will just activate the fan, and then the third, it will activate the fan and the thermoelectric chip. And the fourth, it's the most powerful one, which will actually need to be plugged in via USB Type-C to give power to it to be able to lower up to 25 degrees the surface that it's touching. So it's not only a fan. Lastly, I did try one of my favorite things on any device, including a mobile device, which was to connect via HDMI to a bigger display, and the experience was awesome. We will find, as usual, games that will be compatible, and we can use gamepads, and Asphalt 9 Legend, for example, is a great example. It will give us on the phone the map that we are running, and we will see the car running on the big screen, which is the most important part, but we can have the map right over there on a small screen, which is great, and playing with a gamepad, so it's similar to a gaming console. I did try also a few other games like Call of Duty, which is not compatible, so if we want to play, we will need to grab the phone, and I'm using a cable USB Type-C to HDMI, but we can use it wirelessly, and we can transfer to our big screen TV or to a projector and have the same kinds of experience. And basically this is it. This is a device that it's at least really interesting. It has a lot of capabilities. I could spend a few more videos talking about each one of these in detail, and hopefully I was able to resume them and show you to that side of the screen. If you still have questions, if you still have doubts, please leave them down below, and hopefully I will be able to answer them in a video format, for example, touching a little bit more on this detail or that detail. That being said, hopefully this video was helpful in some way, and if it was, don't forget the usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.